All right, so I got a reaction coming at y'all real quick, man. I saw this today on TikTok, man. I really want to get my perspective on it, man. Especially when this brother said something specific. It kind of irked my soul, man. Well, let's get into it.
Before I go in, expound on the question.
What I'm saying is you have high functioning single moms that do not need assistance, that are producing solid children who turn into profitable and quality citizens. Years past, this was a struggling, kids become, problems, but we reaching a point where a lot of single moms are very productive. Does this okay the idea of the traditional family out the window?
And with that context,
I want to touch on something right quick. I just thought about this. It's kind of annoying me the way that he saying that. I can't spell. Okay, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 38 verse 34. But they will maintain the state of the world, and all their desire is in the work of their crafts. Now, when you read from the top down, it's talking about people that's out getting the money, but don't really have a lot of wisdom, because wisdom comes with leisure, having the time to read, to meditate, right? So what he's explaining is individuals that's productive in American society, but you don't really have no use, you know what I'm saying, in terms of actually fighting against the system to to try to better your people. Because a lot of people think that money is what's gonna help our people. Like, obviously money is a defense to help us do certain things, but the issue in the black community ain't got nothing to do with money. It's about morals and values. We have none. We're a lawless people. So when you read this from the top down, this is what it's talking about. They productive in society. They high function, like she said, is the high functioning single mother destroying is the destroyer of traditional family values in this country. Yeah. Because what they don't tell you is that these people, they good at their job, but they not good at setting up a family structure. They don't talk about that part. Why would Esau tell you that? Why would the white man tell you that the way we got these kids in these jobs, yeah, they working and getting $1, but the main thing that cripples this society and white supremacy, the things that they don't want us to do the most, is build families. So yeah, I don't know, that kind of bothered me just now listening to that. I'm gonna read this one more time. Ecclesiastes chapter 38 verse 34. But they will maintain the state of the world, and all their desire is in the work of their craft. Because that's what most, especially in this modern day society, most people want to talk about getting to the bag. That's what most white people talk about, getting to the bag. But when you actually break down what's going on in the world, man, that shit don't really matter that much when you think about it. Get your money, but you need to be set up your family, bro.
destroyer is the wrong word, because if they're producing productive children,
But what you're ending something.
Which is the
who's ending it?
The high functioning single mom. She's ending.
I ended it as a father when I removed myself from the home.
But sometimes there never was a home. There was just sex.
Yeah, but as a man with children with different women, like, we both engaged in the activity. So even if it was just sex, I knew what I was doing as a man. She knew what she was doing as a woman when she told me, oops, I'm pregnant with your child. When I made the conscious decision to say either I'm going to stick this thing out or not, then to me, I had the keys.
We gotta start punishing these niggas for doing this type of stuff. For real, for real. I want to get something right quick. I read this all the time on my channel, but we gonna have to start dealing like this. This is Exodus chapter 22 and verse 16. And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife. That was our culture. This was a law for black people. So you in this bag where you got multiple kids by multiple different women. Nine times out of 10, you didn't marry neither one of them. You should get your ass beat. As the scriptures say. He said, beaten with many stripes. When you read in the Old Testament, getting beat with many stripes means you was a vile individual. But you know. It is what it is, man. We got to get out of this mindset of just sticking and moving, man. Let's read something right quick. Let's get some more. This is Hebrews chapter 13, verse 4. Marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled. But whoremongers and adulterers God will judge. So a lot of times we get into these bags where we like to just have girlfriend and boyfriend and do that type of thing. But that's not helping the black community at the end of the day. We losing. Right? We losing. It said marriage is honorable. All this other shit that we be doing is garbage. It's dishonorable. We treating our sisters like prostitutes, and it shows. I want to get one more. This is 1 Timothy chapter 5 and verse 8. But if any provide not for his own, and especially for those of his own house, he hath denied the faith and is worse than an infidel. Now, you know, according to the scriptures, when you talk about a man's house, that means the children that he didn't produce with a woman, and the woman that he produced those children with, they of the house of whatever your name is. Let me read it again. This is 1 Timothy chapter 5 and verse 8. But if any provide not for his own, and especially for those of his own house. Think about the mindset of how this is setting this up. Because apparently for them to have to bring this up, this was happening back then. But if any provide not for his own, especially for those of his own house, he hath denied the faith and is worse than an infidel. You got to really think about. You got to think about how bad and how can I put this? An infidel is a non-believer. How do you think the Jews? How do you think we felt about people that didn't believe in God? So he really telling Timothy, this is like, you got to really think about the mindset. He said a nigga that don't take care of his family is worse than somebody that don't believe God exists. So you got to really think about the mindset. You out here creating children with multiple people. There's no way, especially in modern society, because we're not going to sit here and act like what's going on today where dudes is having baby mamas. You having 2 and 3 baby moms. Our forefathers did that, but they was taking care of every single one of them, and it was permitted. But when Christ came, he said, we ain't doing that. They wasn't doing it right in the first place. Actually, when you get the scenarios in the Old Testament of it happening, it was a lot of jealousy in those situations. It was a lot of confusion in those situations. It ain't what you really looking for. But you dudes like to get into these situations. Y'all like to stick and move on these sisters, man, and have multiple children by multiple different people. It's crazy. You worse than an infidel. I don't know if y'all know this or not, but infidels gonna get dealt with harshly when Christ returns. Tragic shit.
In that sense, I set the tone on what it was to moving forward. So if she had no choice other than to step up as the single mother who didn't choose that life, then if she's, raising children in a way that, again, they're being productive citizens, at the end of the day, I don't see a negative aspect of that at all, me personally.
But you should. You should. You should. Because it's going to be something missing in that. Honestly, I feel like a dude that got kids by multiple different people, you didn't create this situation. We shouldn't be listening to you talk about this shit. Obviously, you wanna see it work out in the best light, my nigga, because you created a situation like that. Because so obviously hearing that is negative gonna make you feel some type of way because you the problem, nigga. You a part of the problem. So obviously you don't want that to be looked at in a negative light. The scriptures tell as a man you're supposed to teach your son. That's why I never could understand that co-parenting thing. I never could understand. It don't make sense to me because I don't want nobody else around my son. I don't want nobody else, downloading shit onto my son. When the scriptures tell you as a man you're supposed to raise your son. Your son's supposed to be like an avenger for you. So if anything was to happen to you, you got a backup that they got to deal with. It don't make sense. Because if you're not gonna be in the house with your seed, right? I'm pretty sure that woman gonna be dealing with another man. That's the goal for most people, is to find somebody else that they can live life with. You going against nature. Nature is most people want to raise their own kid. Most people want to download information to their own kid. You want to teach them the morals and values that you want to instill in them. But nah, that ain't what our men think about. It don't make sense.
I disagree. I do not agree.
Go ahead.
As a woman, we fight for our reproductive rights. It's my body. I can do what I want. Absolutely, you can. However, the moment you allow another man or a man to enter your body and leave you a seed, you are agreeing to co-parent with that man. What I think the question is based upon is because women have told themselves, I'm a single mom. I've got 2 boys. I own a business. I own real estate. I'm cool. That does not eliminate the need for a father in my.
And that's what we've been trying to say in the black community for a while now. Even women at this point, they talk so negative about being a wife that you can just see where this shit about to go, for real. But a lot of them, they don't being a wife is out. But having a child, that shit on the rise for women just really want to have a kid by themselves. They going to the sperm bank. They going to the sperm bank. Not understanding that it was a reason why having a man and a woman in the house together. It was a reason why it was like that. It's necessary. It's needed. You can't just take that away and think that everything is gonna be okay. A lot of the times, a lot of people don't like to admit this shit, but a lot of learning is watching other people do it. How do you know how to troubleshoot situations if you've never seen your father how to do that? How do you know what sacrificing look like if you've never seen your mom and dad do that? You watch them have to make a decision like, okay, damn, we in a tight spot. Okay, if I do this, this is gonna be detrimental to the family. But if I do this, I'm gonna be upset about it. But the overall household will be in a better place, and I just have to build myself back up to get to where we need to go. Watching that is crucial. I want to get someone quick. It's kind of in the same vein that I want to be in. This is Romans chapter 15 and verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. So when you read the Old Testament, right, you see a lot of different scenarios and things that play out, right? Then we read the New Testament, it actually tells you that a lot of those things was written down because it was supposed to be an example for us, so we can look back on it, because we finna go back into the wilderness. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people just do not know that. They're not teaching it in Christian church. When Christ come back, we're going back into the wilderness. So if you're not on the type of time where you're trying to train yourself to go through hard times, you're gonna die in the wilderness like they did in the Old Testament. But I got this because, let me read it one time. He said, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, right? So think about all those years of growing up and seeing those different scenarios and different hardships that was going on throughout your parents' marriage. Growing up, you had to see different concessions being made, different hard decisions being made. You're learning. So now when you're 25 years old, you can remember that time from when you was 5 and you saw your father do something. You was like, damn, I respect him for that. You might not think that when you 5, but when you 25, 26, 27, and you can look back on that shit, be like, damn, man, my dad was a real dude for that. Because I can think back right now I can go back to the 6th grade. I can remember the things that my father did to get me out of a situation that I didn't want to be in terms of going to a particular school. I can remember that shit. He sacrificed some shit for me. I can remember that. So now I got my own family. I see what it looked like. But you know, it is what it is, man. A lot of people, man, they don't want to believe that we actually need these strong family structures. Because honestly, I think they lying. The high functioning single mom, the numbers on that shit probably very low. To be honest. And if they want to say because they kids grew up and went to college and they productive, let's keep it a stack. A lot of people I went to college with were horrible fucking people. Yeah, they got their lesson. Yeah. No morals and values. Yeah, smart as hell. Good in the books. Horrible people. I'm just saying. But I'm done with this clip, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man, because I really wanted to touch on that brother saying, you know what I'm saying, as a person who created basically 2 separate households with women, kind of bothered me, man. I want you dudes to stop doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all really should be happy that brother died on the cross, because under Moses we would have been beating y'all ass. Just saying. We would have had the license to put hands on y'all, man. Y'all just can't run around and just creating baby mamas, man. And not taking care of them? Oh boy, you crazy. You crazy. But you know, it is what it is, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man.